All about love, astrology, Hollywood, and Taurus. Here we go with Mr. Christian Bale, awesome actor. His last name is B-A-L-E. Well, B-A-L-E etymology is B-A-L-L, like ballet, and B-H-E-L. Well, B-E-L, anagram for bull or blue for Taurus. And then when you Google B-H-E-L, you find L, electricity. Interesting, of course, because Saturn is an electric planet. And then we find that L is also Saturn. Interesting. And then we have bull everywhere. We have Carmen with the bull, Taurus. We have the sacred bull. Wow. We have the Taurus cattle bull. We have the Taurus constellation. We have the papal bull in the Vatican. We have Sandra Bullock. Whoa. We have Bullocksy Blues and Bill. All about love with syncretism. Here we have apple and chapel, where we have the apples of Apollo. Apollo is known to be Saturn. We have Apis, the bull, or the apple sound, the Egyptian bull god. We have toroidal fields that make an apple shape, or torus fields around all planets. We have Toreador in Don Quixote, the ballet. We have the Taurus constellation. We have Nundi, the bull or Taurus of Shiva. Shiva is known to be Saturn. And we have the windmill in Don Quixote. Well, that windmill is the same shape as the obelisk or phallus of Osiris, aka Saturn. Go back to the windmill, you see an X. Well, windmills move in a circular motion, which is the ox, a bull, another metaphor for Taurus. Well, Venus rules Taurus. She's also interchangeable with Eve, and Eve bites the apple of Apollo, which makes the Taurus field around the earth. Adama means red earth. He came from Earth, and so did she, and they helped to create all life force energy. One love. All about love, decoding words using syncretism. Here we have the word platinum. We find the word plant, Latin, atum, gives birth to the word atom, Egyptian god tin, the metal for Jupiter. Lat means to hide. Atum, here he is, the Egyptian god. It's everywhere. Latin and platinum, or Latino, lat. Latent means to hide. Tin, the metal for Jupiter. The Tin Man, Wizard of Oz, a symbol of something else. America has Rican, like Puerto Rican. Amen means the truth. Name, and Inca is an American. Puerto Rican, or Rico, means the harbor down there. And then we have Inca, is a Spanish island of Majorca, and it's also Native American people. And then Amen Ra in America is an Egyptian god, of course, in America. And meat has me. When you're eating meat, you're eating me, people on your team. So tame the lion from within. That makes you eat your brother and sister because they're on your team. And body has yod, Hebrew word for man. Body, yod, love. All about love, studying the name Tupac Amaru Shakur with syncretism, which is what I want to bring to the university setting. Well, here we have two different Tupacs. Well, we have Jose Gabriel Tupac Amaru, who started an uprising in Peru, and there he is. Well, Tupac, the rapper, was a thunderous revolutionary energy. Of course he was. But this individual was a Jesuit, not the rapper. We go back, and Jesuit means to be deceitful. Interesting. Well, Tupac Amaru, like the rapper, Amaru in his middle name means serpent, and Ophiuchus in astrology makes the obelisk of Osiris. Ophiuchus actually means serpent. Interesting, so it's all connected to astrology as well. So I'm putting two and two together. Tupac's last album was Killuminati, 7-Day Theory. We have 7 chakras, 7 days of the week. I think he was waking up. Yeah, I think something was going on. And then his name relates to a revolutionary who was a little bit sort of, mysterious. Research, people, you'll find new things. Syncretism, one love. All about love, decoding ancient wisdom using syncretism, which means the merging of different inflectional varieties of a word during the development of a language. Well, we have donkeys in the sky in the constellation Cancer. We have the star known as Australis, which means the southern donkey. In the ballet Don Quixote, Sancho Panza rides a donkey. And in Midsummer Night's Dream, the ballet, a man gets turned into a donkey. In French, Mars is spelled M-A-R-S, from March. And Pan is a moon associated with Saturn. And we have the dance in the ballet The Nutcracker, Marzipan, Mars and Pan. And they're holding the flute. Pan always plays the flute. We have the pawns in your brain means the bridge of asses, etymology. Well, we have donkeys, once again, metaphors. Well, in your brain, you have the pawns, means the bridge. Cleopatra, etymology, actually means key, and it relates to your clavicle. And clavicle is right by your brain, so it's the key to unlock your temple. So when you're breathing in meditation, you're unlocking and illuminating yourself. All about love, power of syncretism with Hathor, Moon, Taurus, astrology, and more. There's a full moon tomorrow, November 3rd, in Taurus. That's my sign, the bull. Well, you look up Hathor, Egyptian goddess, you see horns and a sun disk, and you find Taurus, the bull of the sun, and the goddess, and Thor is in Hathor, like superhero. Well, the cow jumped over the moon, and moo, cows go moo as in moon. We have Mother Goose. We have a goose mentioned in the Egyptian book of the dead. Osiris was chopped up into 14 pieces. Osiris is known to be Saturn, and of course the sun and moon go through 14 constellations or signs. Leonardo DiCaprio was bitten to pieces in Revenant by a bear, and here's the scene. He's getting bitten to pieces. Metaphors. We have Callisto, the bear constellation, and then we have Venus gave us 365 days from 360. She gave us a 5. We have 5-0 in black culture for police. Well, Circe means church. She's the moon goddess, and Circe etymology also is to circle or O or 5-0, the god. All about love, dance history, origins of modern dance, the goddess, dancer divine. Here she is, Ruth St. Denis, modern dancer, mother of that. She gave birth to Martha Graham, famous choreographer, and Merce Cunningham, also a famous choreographer. But where did Ruth St. Denis get it from? When we go to Madame Blavatsky, she started the Theosophical Society 1875. Blavatsky also created a place that was the headquarters of the Theosophical Society, and it was known as this place, the Beechwood Canyon. Okay, that was the headquarters, which is where Ruth St. Denis, featuring modern works by her. This is the same article. Here it is. Same article. Ruth St. Denis choreographed at the headquarters of the Theosophical Society. So you mean to tell me they weren't talking together? Now, Einstein, Hitler, and Gandhi all learned from Helena Blavatsky because Theosophical Society studies India, ancient Egypt, Sumeria, and Judaism. You have to get into the occult world to make really awesome work. All about love, worshiping Venus. She gives birth to the color green. Emerald is her gemstone. We have the Green Lantern. We have the Incredible Hulk is green. We have Green Day. We have the Green Party. The Wicked Witch of the West and Wizard of Oz is green. Our money is green. Here's the sky. It's white and blue. Brahma Jyoti in Hindu culture, spiritual sky. Women wear white, like the clouds when they get married. Ballerinas wear white, like clouds. And Giselle, the Bayadere, and lace sylphide, a symbol of the goddess. In the backdrop is blue, like the Smurfs. Well, mare in Latin means sea. Water is a color of blue, a symbol of the goddess. Your water breaks when you get pregnant. And then we come to the hero, the man, the Helios, the one who goes through hell when he sets in Libra and then rises again from the dead in Aries. Every story is about him or her. You see the circle that the sun is making? That is the Circe, moon goddess. Yes, which gives birth to the word church. So here we have combined all elements. One love, people. All about love, more connections, Arabic, Middle Eastern influence, astrology, and more with Syncretism. Please watch this video by Mr. Benacci, my mentor. It is awesome. It influenced me to study gospel more. Etymology relates to Gosling, and we have Orion Gosling in Hollywood, an amazing actor, beautiful. In the constellation Aries, we find Hamal, and Hamal is an Arabic or Middle Eastern term, and there it is. The stars came before us, beautiful. We have in the constellation Taurus, the arc of Capella or Capella, and we have a cappella in music. Of course, stars give you music. And then we have the Corvus constellation, meaning the crow or the blackbird raven. Algorab is there. Well, Algorab is definitely Arabic, and it means the crow. Interesting. And we find that Muslim astronomers created the sextant measuring instrument, and if it wasn't for this instrument, we wouldn't find stars like these. The sextant means 6, and there is Virgo, the goddess. Well, Virgo is a female, of course, and then the Islamic flag has the moon and the star, and Diana, etymology, is the moon goddess, and then Venus makes a 5-pointed pentagram around the sun every 8 years. Honor Saturn's Day. It's Saturday. Here we have the god Amuru, the Semitic god of Mesopotamia before Christianity and Judaism, and we find he was a shepherd. Well, Jesus was a shepherd with lambs. Well, lambs are always associated with Aries, the constellation, rams and lambs. Krishna, also a shepherd. Krishna was a shepherd of cows. That would be Taurus. We go back to Amuru. We find the god of my father. Well, who is Father Time? Well, Father Time would be Saturn, Saturn's Day. Here is another version of Saturn, East India. He has the drum of time, he keeps the beat. Then we go to Muhammad. Muhammad of Islam was the son of Abraham of Judaism. Well, Abraham founded the 12 tribes of Israel. Well, we have 12 body functions, 12 cell salts, and 12 cranial nerves. Then we find that Sabbat in Judaism literally means Saturn's Day. So how are we divided, people? In under a minute, I brought it all together. Research, one love. All about love. Syncretism at University of Iowa, they do ballet pedagogy here. I've added in some words. Well, here we have a carte, a ballet term in French, which means side. Well, a carte has arte, like Astarte, which is Phoenician for the goddess. Arte, same word. We have devant, a ballet term, which means front. But we have Mahadeva, deva and devant. And Mahadeva in India means the greatest god or goddess. It's always about this. Then we have in ballet terms, effacer, which means to open. And in French, avril means to open. Then we have April, springtime, which gives birth to Easter. Easter is Esther, the goddess, and Esther is Venus. Venus is the eastern star, and it goes back to the central point, the goddess. You see how diverse ballet terms are? In under a minute, I took you to Phoenicia, India, and France. Syncretism will save us all. One love.
All about love. Syncretism in ballet. This is dedicated to Valery Lantratov, an ex-dancer of the Bolshoi in Russia. He's teaching with us at Dancer's Edge, and it's really awesome. So here we go. Bolshoi, the ballet company, means big, great. Well, of course it does. It relates to bole, to swell, ballet, bull, bulletin, bullet, or bologna. We are all one. We see Isis also in Russia, the Egyptian moon goddess. Then we see Bel. Well, Bel, the Sumerian god, and that gives birth to El, the Hebrew god, of course. And then Liberty Bell. Then, of course, we see Russia, and we find Rothra, which is the red Egyptian sun god Ra, and there is Ra there. We go back to Russia and we scroll down and we find an interesting connection here to the Ainu people who are northern Japan. And then we go to Vladislav Lantratov, the son of Valery Lantratov, doing Bayadere. He's dancing Solar here, which means the sun. And of course, Bolshoi ballet, that was a double cabriole, which comes from Capricorn, step of the goat, astrology and ballet. He's dancing the sun, Russia with love, baby, we love you.
About love, astrology, symbolism, and syncretism. Anagram for Saturn is Stan. And Eminem had a hit song called Stan. Interesting. I have Iakopo, reggae artist, liking my work on Instagram. He's done songs with Shaggy. Well, Shabba Rankin of Jamaica relates to Sabbath is Saturn. In Hebrew, there it is, Sabbath, Shabba Rankin, One Love Jamaica. We have Jah Rastafari relates to these names, etymology, and Jehovah and Yahweh. We are one. Eloah, the Hebrew word for God. Well, in Hawaii, they say Aloha. We are one. El, once again, the Hebrew word for God. We have Big L, the rapper, a hip-hop artist. We have Earth as the cube. In geometry, it makes an L shape. We have the Kaaba in Mecca, makes like an L shape. And then Mickey Mouse is throwing up his L shape. Then we have Saturn literally makes a cube or L shape if you research it. Wow, an anagram for bull like Taurus is Bill. But we have Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and there are two of them, and double is two bulls for Taurus. Then we have Kill Bill, and then Taurus, the bull. Interesting astrology, one love. All about love, research with syncretism. So here we have the name Benjamin Franklin. Well, Benjamin Franklin was also a part of the Hellfire Society that the British were also a part of. You might want to research that. Well, his name, Un, in Sumerian means Lord. There it is. Un means Lord, very clearly, okay? Then, of course, we have Benjamin, like Amen. Yeah, Amen Ra, Egyptian sun god in his name. It is very clear. Yes, then of course we go to Johann Sebastian Bach. Now, Ba is Egyptian for soul. Johann is Johannesburg, is Jehovah, is Jupiter. Well, how do we know this? Because Jupiter is always known as the jovial one, or the Jehovah one. And Berg means fortress. So Johannesburg is the fortress of Jupiter. And Sebastian relates to Sabbat for Saturn in Hebrew. See how it all syncs? I go from rhymes, choreographing, to giving you truth, one love.
All about love. I'm going to undo mind control with Latin. Here we have mente, which means mind, meant. Well, govern means to rule with authority, meant to govern your mind. We have apartment, away from your mind. We have department, to depart from your mind. We have an established mind. We have a smoked out menthol mind. We have a nutriment. We have a mentality. If it wasn't for your mind, none of these words would exist. We have a fundamental. It's all about your mind. Compartmentalization, not a good thing. We have a detriment, which has de, tri, and ment, which is the three minds, probably Isis, Ra, and El. And here we have amen. Etymology means the truth. And the truth is that men, for amen, all these things relate to your brain. Your brain's a temple. So you undo mind control by letting go of the control and knowing what things mean, and that if it wasn't for your brain, none of these words would have existed. So, all about love, syncretism. Here we have Psalm 11:6 mentions a cup. We have the Crater constellation, which literally means a cup. Here's the crater constellation. In ballet, we have coupe, which means cup as well. Here's the step coupe, the cup step, astrology and ballet. Then we have Circe, gives birth to circle in church. And here's a picture of Circe, the moon goddess, holding her cup. It's all about her, of course. Then we find that pelvis means a container or a cup. You are a measure of the universe. Then back to the cup constellation, we find sextans was discovered by an Islamic astronomer, Muslim. And then that was the instrument used to discover the sextant, gives birth to the Freemasonic compass and square. We go back to sextant, we see that it's the sixth part of a circle, which goes back to Circe, which is birth to the word church. And then, of course, the Holy Grail, associated with the cup, is also the crater constellation, the Holy Grail. All about love. Undoing mind control with syncretism. Here we have Osiris the sneaker. Of course, we have Osiris the Egyptian god, and then we go back and we find that you can't find anything without the sea or the waters of Isis, symbol of the goddess. Well, where are they now? Well, we find Adidas with 3 stripes. Well, Adi means an ornament of God. Well, which gods? Of course, Isis, Ra, and El of Egypt. Nike, they have the sickle of Saturn. Nike is also a mythical goddess, of course, Isis and Osiris. Here is Saturn with the sickle or the Nike logo. He rules death. Saturn, known as the Grim Reaper or Father Time. Astarte, the mother goddess. Well, Astarte is a symbol of fertility, motherhood, the umbilical cords, or gives birth to the whip of the slave master, the whip in urban culture for a car. Mickey Rourke and his whips as the villain in Iron Man. We have Shakti and Shiva as deities in your brain. We have Daredevil and Elektra, electric, shocking like Shakti. Oh yeah, it's all related. One love. All about love, syncretism. Earlier today I was mentioning the egg of Egypt, and I found the egg nebula in the universe, which definitely relates to the egg sound in Egypt, so our Egyptians knew their stuff. We have cabriole step in ballet, light 2-wheel chase. Chase to chasse, chase down in ballet. Well, cabriole looks like this. This is me and Giselle. 1, 2, that's a cabriole. So, cabriole also relates to cab, like you hail a cab. And we find that it means a wild goat. Well, Capricorn is half goat and half man, ballet and astrology. Then we go to carpet, actually relates to harvest. And Saturn is known to be the harvester or the grim reaper. So we get carpe diem from that, and then we get carpet bombing from Winston Churchill. So before World War II, Winston Churchill bombed innocent Germans. So there was a German Holocaust as well as a Jewish one. This is a very important detail. We must honor all life through research. Love yourselves, people. One love. All about love, astrology, and your brain in the playground. Yeah, important symbols. Well, here we see a seahorse. Well, your hippocampus, hippo etymology means horse. Campus literally means Neptune. Wow, so that's the seahorse in your brain. Well, here we have a zebra. The zebra is a horse. Well, Sagittarius is half man and half horse. Of course, it's everywhere. And of course, we have the beautiful fish. Well, that's Pisces is 2 fish. The sole of your feet, soul means fish, hence the feet of the zodiac. But here we are at a playground, seeing consciousness, and it's always there. It's all about us. It's beautiful. Research brings things together. So when you go outside, you're like, diversity, unity with research. One love. All about love, origins of fire worship and racism using syncretism. Here we have Ku Klux Klan. Of course, they're burning things, right? Well, we have Kukulkan, same word, KKK, white power, got it from brown power, Mexico. It's the feathered serpent. Here's a pyramid. In Greek, it's pyramidos, meaning fire in the middle. Now we have Kukulkan is Venus, aka the morning star, or the comet that fell from Jupiter. Amanda Velikovsky speaks of Venus falling from Jupiter as a comet and hitting the Earth. Now every tribe in ancient times speaks of a disaster that happened. Here's a fiery comet tail. Sumerian Egyptians speak of this disaster thousands of years ago. Here's the KKK burning things in the name of Venus. Lucifer, the light bearer, aka Venus, well, fire has light. Pyros in Greek is fire, hence pirate is man of fire. Here we have the burning of Native Americans by Christopher Columbus. He was a horrible person. You should never have a holiday. Then we have the burning of women, witches, yeah, for simply believing in astrology and natural medicine. Bruno Mars, I'm too hot. The hot boys, all this hot stuff, right? Do your research. One love. All about love, flat earth research, and black culture with dominoes. Check it out.
Domino, motherfuckers. Say about that.
And notice how he slams it flat on the table. Well, dominoes. And Boys in the Hood, where's the connection? Well, 250 points apparently wins the game. 2 and 5 is 7. And the seventh chakra is the head chakra, the shape of the dome or the head. Then we have online, dominos means lord, master, or hood, hence boys in the hood of the priest over the head or the dome of all human beings. Here's a dome, circular, like the head of the priests or the boys in the hood. Ancient photo of flat earth, dome, Egypt, Norse, dome, Hindu, dome, dome, Mayan, not NASA, Hebrew, dome, Navajo, dome, Inca, dome. So, he slams it flat like Islam, I slam. Rakia, Hebrew for firmament, firm, to spread out, to slap. One love. All about love. I'm gonna bring all cultures together using syncretism, which means the merging of different inflectional varieties of a word during the development of a language. Oxford dictionaries. But we have jambo in Africa, or Swahili, which means hello. We have ronda jambe. Jambe, same word, means around the leg. Then we have the jambe, African instrument. Jambe, jam, same word. There is the instrument. Then we have ja of hallelujah relates to the Ja or the Ju of Jupiter, like Jambe or Jumbo, same word. Then we have Nava in India relates to 9 and the Hindu goddess Durga. Back to her later. Well, we have Navajo Indians, Native Americans. We have navigation, naval, and navy. Well, navy relates to the main part of a church in etymology, and Circe in etymology, the Greek moon goddess or enchantress, relates to the word church. And back to the goddess Durga, relating to Nava for 9, there's the Hindu goddess, or Circe. She's the East Indian version of the Greek moon goddess. Diversity in our words, one love. All about love. Syncretism with the planet Saturn and time. Well, Saturn is known in Greek as Kronos, or the crown chakra. Osiris in Egypt is known as Saturn. Egypt. Emmanuel Velikovsky's information, good scholar. Check out his book, Worlds in Collision and Earth in Upheaval. Then we have Kairos, which means time, relates to Chronos in Greek. Then of course we have Cairo, Egypt, same word. It always goes back to the motherland. Then we have Shiva is known as Saturn or Father Time. Well, why is Shiva time? Because Shiva has the drum, he keeps the beat. Shiva is the crown or Kronos, the head chakra. Of course he is, for everybody. And then Cairo means to be strong. And then we have the gods Horus and Set who have a battle. Now, the sun sets, it becomes dark, and the sun dies. Horus has hours, keeping the time, H-O-U-R-S. These are gods in Egypt. Before everything was created, they set the time. Yeah, dark and light, one love. All about love, honoring Africa, Terra, Earth, Earthlings, Gaia, Ghana for Earth with syncretism at University of Iowa. We are honoring artwork. This is Ghana Coffin, half goddess, half fish. Back to her later. In Africa, we have the Dogon people of Africa, D-O-G-O-N. They have a fish logo. Well, we have the Dogon people, research. We have Dagon of Babylon, a fish god. And there is Dagon, half man, half fish. Like the Ghana Coffin. Here is Pisces, 2 fish. The stars came before humanity. And of course, we have the fish logo for Jesus. Interesting. Then we have mermaids. Okay, Disney, interesting. Then we have Africa is Terra for the earth. Okay, Terra is earth, etymology. Then we have Ghana in Africa relates to Gaia, it's the same word. Gaia means the earth, etymology, it's a goddess. Then we have Gehenna in Jerusalem, it's the same word. Of course, we are one. We have Mamawati with a serpent, and also a serpent and a fish. Well, Nun is Hebrew for snake and serpent if you research it. Interesting. And then we get into, of course, Mammy. And there is your Mammy, or your Mamawati, respect her. This is not what she is, okay? It's the goddess. So, once again, here I am, MFA student, choreographer, dancer, activist, rapper, with my man Joseph, okay? Master sound. So he has Alice in Chains on it, okay? And then I was like, let's go on, Google images. And we found Venus here, and she has a rope around her on the bull. If you see clearly, yeah, there's the ropes. And then if we go to Alice in Chains, Alice in Chains and Europa in ropes? Could there be a connection, Joseph?
Possibly.
Could that be syncretism, maybe?
It could be.
One love, man. All about love. Check the work of Emmanuel Velikovsky's Earth in Upheaval. He speaks of a flood from thousands of years ago. We find in Yorkshire, England, there were hippopotamus and horse and tiger bones found. Interesting. Well, here we have the Vedic map. Burloka is earth in the middle. So there are 7 chakras above and below. Down here it says the hellish realms beneath the disk of the earth. Well, Loka in Sanskrit means world, hence La Vida Loka, of course. And here's the map of Loka. Energies above and below, we find little serpents. And I've heard of reptilian races from below. Here's Muhammad's world. 7 energies up as well. And then we find, in the Norse map, we find the Nephilim below the Midgard, which is earth. Nephilim were giants. Bones found in Wisconsin. This is an article right here showing that it relates to the Nephilim. Then we go back and we find that they were dishonored dead. Well, the Vatican City is built on the city of the dead. So I ask you, is there a possible connection here? Something happened. One love. All about love. I'm going to undo mind control with the help of Ireland. Here we have the Celtic god Lu, L-U, and he was a symbol of the sun. Well, we have a lump. And then we have Louisiana and King Louis of France who stole it. You Sun King, stop stealing things. Give Ireland their props. We have Lou in Plum. We have Lou in the plumber, the man who unclogs your toilet in which the waters oscillate circularly like the sun. We have Lou bathrooms in England. We have Lou in plunge. We have Lou in the lung, of course we do. We have Lou in Ludlow Bel Nimiki, an ancient Mesopotamian story that relates to the book of Job. We have lust, lurk, plural, pluck, plump. We have Lululemon, and they have Leo, the zodiac sign, as their logo. Well, Leo is yellow, the Lion of Judah, like the sun, yellow like the sun god, Lu. We have all become one with the light of the sun. Props to Ireland. All about love, the circle of life. Here we have Virgo, the virgin, with her six-pointed staff or sword. Well, we have a sextant, which means a sixth part of a circle, or Circe, or church. Yes, we have a sextans constellation. August 29th, we have the beheading of St. John the Baptist. August 29th is the time of Virgo, and we see her with her sword. She cuts the head of the sun, and it falls circularly into Libra. Another logo for Virgo, she's holding her sword. Here we have Scorpio and the Vesica Pisces as one, and we find in India, Kali holding the head, of course. It's all astrology. Then we have, of course, Cleopatra's needle, or the phallus of Osiris, aka Saturn. Leo is in Cleopatra. They're all vicars of astrology. Well, here is Cleopatra's needle, the obelisk or phallus of Osiris, aka Saturn. Then we have the hexagram associated with Scorpio. Well, hex means 6. Well, here is Scorpio. Well, 6 and 6 is 12. 6-pointed staff here. 6 hexagram of Scorpio, 12 constellations. We've made our circle, or our Circe, or our church, the goddess, the wheel of fortune. One love.
All about love, making more connections with syncretism, empowering the goddess, Venus as the star, and astrological colors, and much more. Venus makes a 5-pointed pentagram around the sun every 8 years. And here's that pentagram in the middle, very clear, beautiful. The American flag, of course, has this star. The Confederate flag also has this star and the snake in the middle. What's the connection? Well, Naga in Hebrew means the serpent. And then Nun is the 14th letter in the Semitic abjads. What are those? None are usually women. Well, the Semitic abjads is the Hebrew and Arabic alphabet. Interesting. And then gematria is Jewish math. None equals 14, 4 and 1 is 5, 5 is Pent, serpent, goddess is Venus. You see how slick it is? Now Mars is the red planet. Neptune is the blue planet. And Ether, or Esther, is always seen as white in Hindu culture. They're worshiping the goddess. Well, we have red, white, and blue in America. Now, how many flags have this Venus star? Let's scroll down. There it is. Look at all these stars. Star, star, colors. Red, white, and...
All about love. I'm going to bring America, Egypt, and India together. Here we have the Amana colonies of Iowa. And here we have the Amarna city that Pharaoh Akhenaten built in Egypt. We have the Tama county in Iowa. We have the Atma, Hindu god of soul. Atma, Tama, same word. Now we go to KFC, and we find an obelisk of Osiris, the phallus of Osiris, and then we see the obelisk here. So that was under 30 seconds. So the KFC thing is important, because I showed you a commercial where he had multiple arms, 5 arms, like a Hindu deity. So they use these symbols from India and Egypt that are all spiritual symbols, and they entice us with them. That's why it is important to be symbol literate and to know where we are from, and to know that we have also Native American tribes, Hiawatha, Iowa. Shout out to my Native Americans. If it wasn't for you, there'd be no American lands. We love you. Syncretism people, research your roots. All about love. So, does Venus hold any influence today? I've been researching her as Venus, or Lucifer, the comet that destroyed the Earth thousands of years ago, that all the ancient tribes speak of. Here we have Vodafone, or Vedic, or Venus phone, and they apparently have built a mobile phone base on the moon. Okay, ridiculous. Well, here's their logo. It's the 6 with the blood color, of course. Now check this out. That's the same as the KKK right there, the Ku Klux Klan, or Kukulkan, the Mexican version of who? Venus, aka Lucifer, who burned the earth in her birth as a comet. She hit the earth, and every tribe speaks of it. And now today we are still suffering from the manipulation of her energy. In Rev 17:5, the mark of the beast is on her forehead as 666 carbon 12, 6 protons, electrons, and neutrons for ether or Esther. Now, it's not necessarily evil, but if it's in the wrong hands, the goddess energy is the most powerful and dangerous. We must take her back and love her energy and save the earth and ourselves. One love. Once again, all about love, not questioning anyone's faith, just showing interesting information. Here we have the idea of confession. James 5:16 of the Bible says, "Therefore confess your sins to each other," which means it's a two-way street. Here is an individual confessing to the Pope, but not asking the Pope a question. Well, the Pope likes to have symbols of the sun. Well, we have a solar plexus in our body, and the sun powers that solar plexus. So that gives me the right to ask questions back. Why is it in Luke 19:27 does it say, "Those enemies of mine who don't want me king over them, to kill them"? No negotiation or love and peace. What are chemtrails over our head all over the world? What is this? Why is it that Abraham of the Bible rules at the same time as Amenemhet of Egypt? So people, ask yourself questions, research, yeah? Be careful, it's a toxic world. Go to the sauna, steam room, sweat, eat veggies, go green, watch out for processed meats, love yourselves. Once again, all about love. Another empowering, awesome moment in the Bible about an afterlife. I once had an argument with an individual who was Catholic who said that you just die, there's no afterlife, which I do not believe. Here we go. There are also bodies in the heavens and bodies on the earth. The glory of the heavenly bodies is different from the glory of the earthly bodies. So there are other bodies in the universe, different kinds. The sun has one kind of glory, while the moon and stars each have another kind. And even the stars differ from each other in their glory. So they aren't fighting with gay and straight and black and white and I'm Muslim, you're Christian. They're all up there together waiting for us. It is the same way with the resurrection of the dead. Our earthly bodies are planted in the ground when we die, but they will be raised to live forever. Immortality? So there's definitely an afterlife mentioned here. Sumerians have the Book of the Dead, Egyptians have it. People, it's not about fearing. If we're fearful, we will not go up. A seed wouldn't grow into a tree if it was fearful. We have to research and love ourselves. One love. All about love during research. Once again, Immanuel Velikovsky's Worlds of Collision speaks of Venus, aka Lucifer, falling from the heavens and creating a cataclysm thousands of years ago. Well, in Mexico, she's known as a witch with a broomstick, known as Tlagoltiotl. I can't pronounce that, but I Googled it. I found this individual on a cross, Christ on the cross. This is the Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, north, south, east, and west, points of the Earth. So when the comet or Venus hit, the Earth's pole shifted. We all know that there's a tilt, and our mental consciousness also shifted, hence a metaphor, which also relates to Jesus on the cross. You go back here and you find skull and bones, like Yale University, the Bush family, Brotherhood of Death, skull and bones, interesting. And we see our women with sticks, our witches, right? So, whatever happens to the earth happens to us. So thousands of years ago, a cataclysm took place and it shifted our consciousness. So we have to get hip. Whatever happens to earth happens to us, yeah? One. All about love. So, in etymology, medulla means pith of plants. Cortex means bark of tree. Your thalamus means receiver of the flower. Go to etymology.com to find this. This fell from a tree. It looks like a brain. Look at it. Exactly like a brain. Now here it is in the tree. Right there in the center. Yeah, same thing. Now just look at this the structure, and notice, yeah. Oh, it's a bit blurry there. This is your brain, guys. We relate to trees. Druid means people of the oak. The Celtic, the ancient Celtic people, the Norse, they contributed to our history, and they spoke in different languages, but it all relates to your head. The temple is the body, and nature. Go out and look at flowers, different colors, diversity is in nature. One love. Once again, all about love. This tree, very important. It's your mommy and daddy. It's the pine tree. Your pineal gland means pine cone. Hence, we have Pinga or Pingala, pine, the pine tree of Nutcracker. Dance of the Maypole. Shiva's lingam. Interesting. Krishna's flute, right? Pan's flute. Pied Piper's pipe. They're symbols of creative energy. It is our creative lower chakras, the tree of life. It blossoms. Yes, in Nutcracker we have the pine tree. Well, there's the Mouse King. Well, Akbar relates to Sumerian, and it means mighty one, or the mouse, Mighty Mouse, Mickey Mouse. Well, the mouse is a symbol of the moon, and the Nutcracker, he cracks the sky. He's the sun. The sun cracks the sky with light, like firecrackers in 4th of July.
All that from the pine tree? Cortex, bark of tree in your brain? Happy 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th chakra. Yeah.
All about love. Syncretism in the Bible bringing all things together. Here in the Genesis verse, we have Lamech mentioned. Aries means lamb, like Lamech or the lambdoid in the back of your skull. We also find father. Well, father is also known as Father Time, aka Kronos or Saturn. Shiva keeps the beat as well in India. The father, Saturn. And then we go back and we find Ada, well, Adama in Hebrew means red earth. And we go back here and we find that Zilla is mentioned. Well, we have a god Zilla and it's a lizard. I wonder why. Research that, very important there. Then we go back and we find that there is a lyre mentioned, which means a harp. Well, we have a lyre constellation, and lyre means harp. Apollo played his lyre, aka Saturn or Shiva. The Guinness beer has the harp. The Druid culture, they love to have the harp with the bards or poets. And then of course we have Harp Weather Modification Company. Research them, people. One love. All about love. So once again, the sky. Look for strange patterns of lines. Notice how there are some clouds that are fluffy and some that are straight across. Those aren't normal. Okay, those drop chemicals into the earth and kill plants. But on a positive note, this land right here that you're seeing was empty. There was nothing in it a few weeks ago. And look at it now. Your body is made of earth. Earth, or Mama Earth, is a fighter. Even through adversity, she still gives you crops. As they try to GMO our foods, she still will grow naturally. So on a positive note, even though above there are toxic things, the earth is still growing life, yes or no? So that is you. So no matter what happens in a world full of chemicals, division, racism, war, earth will still give birth to food, to gardens. Our brains are gardens. We are one with you. And I'm just saying thank you for fighting and showing us that life can still grow in a toxic world that only wants death.
Once again, all about love. So yesterday I had a female dance student looking kind of sad and I said to her, sweetheart, when you look in the mirror, do you think you're beautiful? She said no. I said, you are absolutely beautiful. So I dedicate this to my mother, every female in my family, all over the world, the goddess. Here we have S, which means to be. William Shakespeare has a famous quote, to be or not to be. He's shouting out Athena, Venus, the spear shaker, the goddess who inspired him. Yes, we have Esther as an organic chemical. We have Easter, or the eggs of Easter. Egypt, the birther. She births things and makes alchemy possible. Then we have ether, the pure white light, or Brahma Jyoti in Hindu. It's that pure white light on the American flag behind the red, white, and blue. We forget her. That's ether. Mother Earth, same word. Earth is heart. Women are our heart. Okay? The birther, the creator. I want to be in the light. Always. One love.
All about love, astrology and ballet. Zodiac means ring of animals. Here we have Hermes, the master of syncretism, where Hermes has 7 hermetic principles. We have a 7 pH balance in the body, 7 days of the week. Here we have a dancer in the Hermes pose. It's called attitude in ballet. Alexander Anderson, much love for diversity. Well, Mercury's also Raphael, one of the 7 angels. Ra, Egyptian sun god there. Well, we have a Raphae in our brain, like Raphael. Raphae means suture or seam. Well, Venus makes a 5-pointed pentagram around the sun every 8 years, and so she's sewing that into your brain. Women are known to sew. That pentagram is also known as the star here. It's the star on every single flag. Then when we go back to Raphae, we find universe. Yes, you are a universe. And then when we go to Gram from pentagram, we find Grammy, the award. So we have a head, 2 arms, and 2 legs. We are aligned with the star, and the award Grammy comes from us. Listen, astrology is everywhere, so if you say you can't do ballet, you can. I just showed you. If you have a zodiac sign, it is for you. You are a universe. One love. Once again, all about love. So here we have the blackberry tree. Earlier, I was talking about how the body has black and infrared coloring in it. Well, everything comes from black. Hence Egypt, the land of the black. Okay? It's alchemy, not a race necessarily. Everything relates to black. It's okay. Now, Mama Earth, green. Everything comes from green? That one color, money. Wow, now we go over here next door, and what do we find right beside the blackberry? But the red, infrared, those are your chakras. Nature won't lie, people do. The Egyptians used these beautiful fruits as paint, and it still shows today, thousands of years later, on the pyramids. Okay? We have Rolling Stones painted black? Why? Right? Research, look at nature, she loves you. Peace and love. Okay, so today is about bringing everyone together. So you women out there, you need to be empowered, the goddess. So Al-Lat, A-L-L-A-T, was a North Arabian goddess pre-Islamic, Al-Lat. Now, we go to Allah, A-L-L-A-H, same spelling, it's the moon god. Well, everyone knows that the moon is associated with the goddess, Diana, the moon goddess. Venus makes a 5-pointed pentagram around the sun every 8 years. There's a star and a crescent moon in the Islamic flag, and it's green. Green is the color of Venus because emerald, that's her stone. Emerald is green. So one love, people.
Notice that you're very cultured in bringing people together, and you have a lot of experience with different cultures. And I know that we're in a divided world with race, and I was told I couldn't do ballet because I'm black. So I do research, and I feel like you're really into understanding. And so for me to help with collaborations is if I'm working with somebody who might be from a different culture, what do I know that can bring them in? I know that we have trinities. You know, we have Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva in India. In Iraq, it's Semiramis, Nimrod, and Tammuz. So there's 3 there. So if I can maybe say something like that, that gets them like, oh, this guy kind of knows my stuff. Like in my class, I have a dancer who's Anki. Oh, that's Earth in Sumerian. She's like, how'd you know? And I was like, well, you know, I like to do research. So it just brings this sort of ease. So there's no battling egos.
I think that's true. I think that helps me to work with composers and musicians because they know I respect them.
Right.
And I know their language.
Yeah.
And so they want to work with me because I'm not,
Right.
I'm not ignorant of their
Exactly.
discipline. I'm respectful.
Once again, all about love. So here's the latest KFC commercial. And here we see him wearing white, of course. And look, what part of his body is facing you? Now, I find that strange, okay? That's weird. They're using this, you see the red and blue and the Pepsi can, fire, water. There's a white light in between. And here we go, pause. Look at all those arms. Now we go to India, and then we see this deity. And then we go back, right? Oh, it's a coincidence. And then there's five elements. We have a head, 2 arms, 2 legs, red and blue, fire, water. You know what I'm saying? That's the Brahma Jyoti white light, the pure white spiritual sky. So they use these beautiful symbols and they entice us with these horrible foods that cause sicknesses. So be careful with your fast food chains, okay? Love yourself. Try to go vegan if you can. I'm a vegan, I'm not weak, I've got muscles, I don't feel tired, I feel energy all the time, I'm making more connections, I believe my third eye is open from being a vegan. I recommend you try it, why not? Try it for a week and love yourself. Peace. Once again, all about love. I do research not to be right, but to bring people together. This is dedicated to anyone who's depressed, all innocent lives, victims of war, my indigenous people who have been slaughtered. The Christ is within. Colossians 1:26 and 27 says, the mystery, okay? The Christ in you, that's everybody on this planet. Now, how can we be God-fearing when we have an Achilles, Greek god, in our body? Well, the heel relates to Achilles. Well, what does heel relate to? Helios, Greek for the sun. Well, of course you're the sun, what every god's named after. You have a solar plexus. When we find Pontius Pilate of the Bible, we find pile. Well, what does pile relate to? Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, to heap up. Well, what does heap up relate to? That would be heave. And what does heave relate to? Heaven. And what does heaven relate to? The highest part of your body, the heaved up part. It is the northern part. It is the place that we all must love. No more hate, no more war, one love. Actually, Eau Claire High School is interested in me teaching, so I'll be teaching there this Wednesday. Yeah, shout out to Barbara House Emer. I'll be teaching there, and so I'm going to do my Angles in Motion dance workshop, which is a part of the Raven Project, which is a part of Birds of Light. And the way it ties in is Angles in Motion is basically I use geometry, incorporate that with dance because it takes a square and a triangle to make the circle, which is the ball in ballet. The ball in ballet is simply the dodecahedron, the 5th element, the circle, the sphere, the symbol of the goddess, whatever you want to call it. And
there we go.
yes,
Yeah,
that's
what I'm talking about.
that's what the ball in ballet is. So I'm teaching angles in motion, which is physical geometry.
Another esoteric poem inspired by the aristocracy. Queen Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen, had an astronomer by the name of Sir John Dee, who spoke to her in the code number of 007. Interestingly enough, none in Hebrew numerology equals 700, hence the Club of 700. Also, Nun is the 14th letter in the Semitic Abjads, which are the Jewish and Islamic alphabet, so somehow they are one, and Hebrew somehow gives birth to the Islamic prophet Hud, so somehow there is no division. And here's the poem.
Irate pirate, manify primate, car with two-door, open the stargate. John on defense, virgin soulmate, 007 date, stone builder, Luna fate, kaput the state, moon mint great, space for caskets, Cosmo crate, Chronos quartet, elements castrate, ass of a whale, infinite, 8, infinite, 8. Collage, college, rats fang knowledge, 15 men, dead men's porridge, ancestor, eat bacon, forest, secret swine, gallops in forest, dungeons, Drake, dollar sign snake, Mena, Draco, Lassie was fake, dog star, serious, joke for cake, fire breathe water, Timat, awake, Enoch, who's there, Celtic, Talklet, DC, landscape, zodiac, everywhere, atomic, Jagger, silicone ear, macroscope, intuition, fear, London fire, rebuild, disappear, eagle landed, coffin heated, sanded, alien the world's Indians demanded, polar shift bears, batting candid, Pepsi, getcha, see evil and hand it, starlet, harlot, beloved, darn it, secret secretions, Christmas garment, hail taxi cab, Allah, 10 points, $13, shoot for Esther, 5 crown skull, I'm a eye on Z, examine, holla, I'm a rocker, aka, Leonard Snakes on a plane DK, NY symbols play all day, crusade, malt liquor, slaughter and pray.
All about love, the Lord's Prayer. Here we have Father. Well, there's a Father Time, aka Kronos, or Shiva with his drum, which is Saturn. Here we have Art, Art in heaven. He was an artist, meaning creative. Hollowed, we have hollowed parts of our body. Vertebrae, hollow, it applies to your brain. Then we have Cherub, which means angel. There's 2 of them, like 2 hemispheres of your brain. Then we find Cherub, and Seraph relates to the burning one, because you have copper in your brain, and copper's electric, like electricity is fiery. We have the 2 ravens, or birds of Odin, aka Mercury. Hugin means thought, Munin means memory. These are the 2 birds you're thinking with your memory in your brain. Here are the 2 hemispheres of your brain as birds with Odin. Odin is also known as Mercury. Then we find these pictures of the cherubim with the 2 wings, and then the 2 hemispheres of the brain. So hollow be thy name, hollow parts of the brain. We have copper, burning angel, electricity in the brain. The 2 ravens of Odin, those are your brain people. It's all about you, one love. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm on the same page with you right now. Great, thank you, sir.
It's all good.
Great. Okay, so I'm listening to you, my brother.
All right, now. So the sun's still here though, because it's still. So what I've taught you so far is still applicable. All this is the daylight, and all of this is the night time. Now, and you still have. Oh, look, your ascendant is different, of course. Look at your. Oh shit, it's still on a cusp. Your ascendant is between the cusp of Scorpio and Libra. Now, it's not Sagittarius and Scorpio. So here is your ascendant, right?
Yes.
So when people ask you what's your rising sign, well, it's Libra.
Okay.
But it's right at the end of Libra, okay? So what we have in astrology now, this space here, this is the first house. See number 1 here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is number 1, and it goes anti-clockwise. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay?
Yep.
So what you have now this is an accident. The time you were born is an accident.
Wow.
Okay? In the sense that it gives you this accidental arrangement. If you were born, say 2 hours later, your sun over here, it would be down here in the 6th house, not the 7th house.
Okay.
So that is what you call an accident. Now, in astrology, that's talking about where the planets are in which houses, because it's going around 24 hours once. Every 24 hours it goes, the sun here goes round like this, and then comes back to this point in 24 hours. Okay, and all the planets, they're all going, swimming around clockwise, okay? So you were born, snap. And so now you have all of these accidental placements. But that has to do with the houses, not the signs. The signs are totally different. The signs on the outside here. So you've got we'll start at Aries, number 1, over in the 6th house, Taurus in the 7th, Gemini in the 8th, Cancer 9, Leo 10, Virgo 11, Libra 12, Scorpio 1, Sagittarius is in the second house, Capricorn's in the third, Aquarius is 4, and Pisces, the last sign, the 12th sign, is in the fifth. So what I'm doing, showing you, is that the signs on the outside, they will give you the essential dignity of your chart. Now what that means is, where are the planets in which signs, not where are the planets in which houses. So they're two different systems. One gives you the essential dignity, and the other gives you the accidental dignity, because the time is an accident.
Okay. That's interesting, Santos, because when I was born as a C-section. I didn't want to come out, and they had to cut me out of my mom's belly. I don't know if that sort of gives you anything more interesting there.
Well, it does, yeah. My son was born from a cesarean section as well, and so he came out Libra, and he was supposed to be Scorpio. But see, that still does not matter.
Okay.
Okay, because those things are part of the whole package. And these interruptions and accidents and things, they're not really accidents. So when I say accident here, I'm not saying anything in a negative thing. I'm not saying that it's an accident as in a mistake. It's an accident as in an accident of fact.
Okay.
No, nothing negative at all. It's all positive. It's a positive accident.
Got you.
But in the technical sense, it's an accident. So
Okay.
we have to understand that we're looking at the essential dignity is where the planets are in which signs. So essentially, your sun is in Taurus, but accidentally, it's in the 8th house. So, yeah, 7th house.
Got you.
Clearly.
Yep.
Right, so you can see that the sun is essentially placed in Taurus, but it's accidentally in the 7th house because you were born at that time. If you were born earlier, it would be in the 8th house, and earlier again, it would be in the 9th house. But if you were born later, the sun would then have gone down in the west here, where the DC is, and you would have had your sun accidentally in the 6th house.
Okay.
Okay, do we understand?
Yes, sir. I'm good with you. Yep.
Good, because we have to get past that before I can really, because what I'm doing now is I'm teaching you how to read your chart in a really super condensed, quick crash course.
Yes, sir.
But for that to proceed, you have to understand the difference between the essential dignity and the accidental dignity.
Okay.
Now, looking around at your chart, I'm going to quickly scan to see if you've got any planets that are essentially dignified. In other words, any planets that are in their signs of domicile or exaltation. Now, Venus is domiciled in 2 signs. All the planets have 2 signs. The sun and the moon only have 1. Do you know the domicile of the sun?
No, I do not.
Leo.
Of course. I mean, okay, yeah. I guess the terms I'm not familiar. Yeah, I know that Leo. Got you. Yeah, we're good.
That is the sign of the sun. The sun is domiciled in Leo, and it exalts in Aries.
Okay, symbolism. The word church comes from Circe, the moon goddess, who turns Ulysses' men into swine because they drank from her cup. Circe gives birth to circle, a symbol of the sacred feminine, like 5th on O in ballet. Here is Circe sitting in front of a circular symbol, of course, holding a cup in her right hand. Now, etymology. Pelvis means a container. Okay, that's in your body. Pelvis, container, cup, goddess symbol, same thing. Navy, a fleet of ships, relates to a main part of a church. There it is, nave, naval. So once again, church, Circe, the goddess. Notre Dame, our dame, our lady. Alma mater, matre, is mother, female, okay? There's a pyramid hiding right there, Egypt. Okay, so these things are in our face, and it's about time that we just look at things and get some good closure. One Love, Research is Power. Etymologian.com, check it out. All About Love, Astrology, the Bible, and its influence on our culture. Revelation 9:10 mentions they had tails with stingers like scorpions. We see 5 months, 5 elements, 5 geometric shapes, 5 major positions in ballet. Well, Scorpion is Scorpio constellation. We know this. They had stingers. Here's the logo for Scorpio. Then we go to McDonald's and we see this logo. Interesting. Then we go to see Mars is the ruler of Aries and Scorpio, okay? So then we go to Mars is the god of war. Then we go to the Aries logo and we see these horns. Then we go back to McDonald's and we see horns. God of war, there's the red coloring, color of blood, yellow for the sun. They always use energies to entice us. And then we have, of course, the Scorpion King. So, in under a minute, we've seen how astrology has influenced all things. Be careful with your fast food chains, people. They're using astrology against us. One love.